Hey everyone, how you doing? As you can see, the seedlings are growing up. That was what you saw there was earlier in the week, and these are now getting a bit overgrown, so I'm going to have to take them out. There, you can see here the roots are really in there, so I'll be pulling them out. So as I do this, let me just quickly tell you what we have in store for you this week. I've been doing some research on understanding soil pH, so that's the video we'll be playing this week at the end. I think you'll find it very informative. Let me know in the comments, and if you haven't already done so, please remember to subscribe. It really helps the channel. So these are the Brandywine tomatoes, if you're wondering. There's actually quite a few more here than I'll be able to plant in my yard, but I'll probably give a few away to some friends. Struggling a little here, as you can see, but let me know, how do you do this? I'm just gently trying to pry them out. Try and be as careful as possible not to damage the roots, but it takes a while. Anyway, I'm going to speed things up here just to hurry things along, and then you can get to the video as soon as possible. Thanks again, take care, and I hope to talk to you soon, and don't forget, leave some comments. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. There, got them all out. Just about a dozen here, I think. So now it's time to pot them.
Fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me down by the broken tree house. Swing me up on its hanging time. Bring your flowered hat. We'll take the trail marked on your father's map. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me.
There you go, all done, all potted up. This is what they look like. I've still got lots to do yet, but these are the first tomatoes. So here's the video for the week, Understanding Soil pH. I hope you find it informative. Let me know. Talk to you soon.
You've carefully selected a high-quality fertilizer and applied it on schedule, watching the granules dissolve into the earth. But despite the extra nutrients, your plants aren't growing. Soil pH, the concentration of hydrogen ions in the ground, controls the chemical environment of the root zone. It determines whether those added nutrients are actually accessible to the plant. We are going to look at the mechanics of nutrient availability, how to monitor for soil toxicity, and the specific steps required to bring an imbalanced garden back into range. Managing this environment doesn't require a laboratory. It involves a few core concepts and an understanding of how your local climate influences soil chemistry. The chemical makeup of the soil determines the success of your garden. Mastering these invisible shifts allows you to manage your landscape with much higher precision. Most agricultural crops require a pH between 6 and 7, the window where nutrients are most available. The scale is logarithmic. Small movements represent massive shifts. A pH of 4 is 10 times more acidic than a 5. This range is critical because pH dictates the chemical form of the nutrients in the soil. If the acidity is too high or too low, the molecular structure of the fertilizer changes. We call this the nutrient lock. When the pH moves outside the target window, nutrients remain physically present in the soil, but they become chemically locked away from the plant roots. This creates a situation where plants can starve in the middle of a nutrient-rich environment because they lack the chemical means to absorb the food around them. Maintaining a pH between 6 and 7 is the baseline requirement for ensuring that any fertilizer you apply can be used by the plant. The second step is assessing your local climate. Your regional rainfall patterns dictate the natural baseline of your garden's chemistry. In humid regions, heavy rainfall causes basic nutrients, like calcium and potassium, to leach out of the soil. naturally turning it acidic. Arid climates face the opposite problem. High evaporation wicks salts to the surface, driving the pH above 8.5. Your local environment determines the chemical trend you'll be fighting, either a downward drain of essential bases or an upward accumulation of salts. Step 3 is monitoring for physical signs of toxicity. In regions with high rainfall and acidic trends, you need to inspect the root systems of underperforming plants. Observe the difference in these root systems. In acidic soil, you will see severely stunted, shortened roots that lack the reach of a healthy plant. When the pH drops below 5.5, naturally occurring aluminum becomes soluble. In its mineral form, it's harmless, but as a soluble liquid, it becomes a toxin that stunts root development. You can also gauge the balance by looking at the soil's microbial life. Highly acidic soils often see a shift in the food web, becoming dominated by fungi because bacteria are more sensitive to low pH. Checking for stunted roots and an over-reliance on fungal growth provides an immediate physical indicator of a high-acid environment. Step 4 is active balancing. To raise the pH of acidic soil, you apply lime. This neutralizes the excess hydrogen ions and moves the soil back toward a neutral state. This correction also aids nitrogen-fixing bacteria, like rhizobia, which thrive when acidic soils are limed, helping your plants process nitrogen more efficiently. Once the target pH is reached, you can prevent rapid shifts in the future by incorporating organic matter. Decomposing organic matter provides buffering capacity, acting as a chemical shock absorber for your soil. It holds on to hydrogen ions tightly, meaning the soil can resist rapid swings in pH, requiring extreme conditions to shift the chemistry. Be careful with your fertilizer choices during this process. Ammonium-based fertilizers or urea undergo nitrification, a process that releases hydrogen ions and accelerates the acidification of your soil. Achieving a balanced soil is about more than hitting a number. It's about creating a stabilized organic system that resists chemical volatility. By following these steps, targeting a 6-7 pH range, assessing your climate, monitoring for toxicity, and building organic buffers, you can maintain a stable chemical environment. Start by checking your fertilizer labels. If you are already dealing with acidic soil, avoid products that rely on ammonium or urea to prevent further acidification. When the pH is balanced, nutrients remain in a plant-available form. With toxicity neutralized, the soil allows for thick, unimpeded root growth throughout the season. Mastering your soil's pH ensures that the work you put into your garden isn't lost to invisible chemical barriers, allowing your landscape to reach its full potential.